Hello everyone and welcome to Photoshop Tutorial 6. This is the pop art poster tutorial and let's just jump straight in. So we're going to launch Photoshop. We're going to create a new A4 document. So we either go File, New, or we hit the Create button that opens on the right hand side. So File, File New takes me here. I can hit Print and A4 again, and let's just give this a title, same as we do every time. So first name, last name, and shoot 6. Need to make sure it's portrait format, and then we're going to hit create. All right, so the purpose of this pop art poster is to use super bright colors and to, I guess, start to look at some filters and things that are going to make colors quite unrealistic for us. So we're going to start by adding a brightly colored background, and we're going to do that with the paint bucket tool. So remember, the paint bucket lives under the gradient tool. So we're just going to right click on that gradient tool, select the paint bucket, choose our foreground color. So I'm just going to use that bright yellow, click OK, and then just click once to fill the space. All right, so from here, we're just going to go and get an apple. So remember from tutorial 1, we were working with those apple images. You could use any of those ones, or I'm going to use an apple that's in the tutorial 6 source images folder. So you can find that apple on this Firefly page, just up in the image carousel there at the top. All right, so I'm going to File, Open. I'm going to navigate to that Tutorial 6 Source Images folder, and I'm going to select Red Apple Still. And I'm going to click Open. Okay, next I'm going to use my magnetic lasso tool. So for you, that should live here under the lasso tool, or down in this dot, dot, dot menu. If you right click, you'll find it there. So it just looks like a little magnet with a very similar looking lasso. Okay, so the purpose of the lasso tool is to magnetically grab onto the edges of any object in Photoshop. So it does work particularly well when you've got a white background like this. So to start, I'm just going to go in close, make the apple fill my screen, and I'm just going to click once, hold the left mouse key, and slowly, slowly just drag around the edge of this shape. So you can't take your fingers off the mouse, and you also want to work fairly slowly so that Photoshop can just sort of grab those edges. If you get stuck at any point, you can just click off the button and then just go back. So hit Escape and just start again. It is a bit of a fiddly task, and it does require a bit of practice. So yeah, look, if you do make a mistake, just hit the Escape tool and start again. All right, so you can see that I'm nearly up to the part where I'm back where I started. So I need to complete that circuit. And you can see now on my little magnet, there's a tiny white dot. If I let go at this point, it'll just complete the circuit for me. So now it's got what we call marching ants. So that just means that is a live selection. I can copy and paste it into my document, or I can drag and drop it. All right, so I'm just going to separate that apple from that top menu. I'm going to use my Move tool, and I'm just going to drag and drop. All right, so there's my apple in my space. I'll close this one down because I don't need it anymore. And then I'm going to scale this apple down. So Control T or Command T to scale, and then just using those handles to make the apple smaller. All right, so in this poster, we're going to have a kind of a wallpaper pattern of apples, but we want them to be different sizes and different colors. So what I'm going to do now is to duplicate this apple by dragging it and dropping it onto the copy layer button down here. And then I'm just going to move it across. I'll do that a few times until I fill the space. Oops. All right. So there I've got 5 apples. What I want to do now is to colour each of these apples. In order to change any one of them, I just need to click on its layer. Okay, so I'm going to work with the one in the top left-hand corner. So to change the colour or hue, I'm going to Control U, and then I'm going to use this hue slider to change the colour. Now make sure you've got the preview selected so that you can see what it's trying to do. Okay, so what we really want to do here is to make these apples completely unrealistic, very hypercolor, very bright. So I'm going to click OK. And then I'm just going to go around and do that to each of my apples. So Control U for hue. And then I'm just going to change that color. You can play with the saturation button if you like. You can see that just makes it very, very bright, but it will start to sort of blow out if you take it too far. Okay, so I'll keep going, Control U. So just aim to make each of your apples quite distinctively different. Okay, I'm going to go to this one now, Control U. Make it purple. And then finally, this one in the bottom corner. So Control U. And let's just make it green. All right, so you need to show me that you understand changing the hue, but you also need to show me that you understand changing the scale. So let's just change the size of a few of these apples. So I'm going to choose this one in the middle, and I'm going to go Control T for scale. And then I'm just going to drag the handles to make the apple a little smaller. I might, for example, make another one a little bit bigger. So let's take this one in the bottom corner. So I'm going to select its layer. I'm going to Control T, and I'm just going to enlarge it off the page. So I've got a sort of selection of different scales. All right, so when I'm happy with the file that is at this stage, let's save it, but let's keep all of these layers intact. We're not going to flatten it just yet. So I'm going to go File, Save As. Okay, I'm going to put that on my desktop, and I'm going to save it in PSD, which is Photoshop format. Okay, that's going to ask me if I want to maximize compatibility, which just means the file is going to be quite large. Is it okay to retain those layers? So we're just saying okay. All right, we have one final step to do to our poster, and that is to start putting in some other objects. So I'm going to go File, Open. I'm going to go to that source image folder for tutorial 6, and then I'm going to grab any number of these additional images. So let's grab the elephant, for example. All right, now I could use the magnetic lasso tool again, but I just wanted to show you another way to make a selection. And this way is fairly quick, but it really only does work if you have a white background. Okay, so over in your toolbar, you should have a thing called a magnetic or magic wand tool. So keyboard shortcut W, and if I just click onto the white area, that's making a selection of the white, which is fantastic. But what I want is actually the elephant and not the white. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up into the select menu and hit inverse. So that's just selecting the opposite of what I had selected. All right, so now I've got my elephant ready to drag and drop. So I just separate him from the top menu. I'm using my move tool, and I'm just going to drag and drop him into my poster. I'm going to follow the same process to change the color and the scale. So Control U to change the hue. I might want to change the saturation because he's quite grey, and that'll help me to make him really bright. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to scale him down a little bit, so Control T. And then I'm just going to find a place for him. Now you could go and grab other objects, or you could use the same object and just duplicate it, flip it around, or have some fun with it. So for example, with my elephant, what I'm going to do is just duplicate him by dragging him onto that duplicate layer button. And then I've got another one here. So I'm just going to flip him horizontal just to have a little bit of a play with where these objects sit. You might duplicate him again, have him hiding behind an apple, but you can see from your layers palette that those objects, they're stacked from the sort of bottom to the top. So I could move that elephant to the front, or I can just tuck him in depending on his order in the layers. Okay, so if I'm happy with that now, I can save. And at this point, I might as well flatten my document. So back into the hamburger menu, flatten image, file, save as, and I'm just going to make sure that that's a JPEG. And just make sure it's that maximum size. So quality 12, using the slider, and hit OK. All right, that's it for now. Just also know that your image will look quite different to this, and that is completely okay. Okay, bye for now, everyone.